All right, State Representative Cody Harris joining us now. Want to talk about the news out of Austin yesterday. A couple of big things here. The governor vetoing the THC ban and then calling for a special session. And on the call for that special session, some regulatory action related to THC instead of a full out ban. What do you make of all of that?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really surprised that the governor vetoed that bill. There was an outcry of people across the state of Texas saying don't completely ban it, and I think there's some legitimacy to some of the reasons behind it. If when you look at veterans who have served our military and gone to the VA and just been handed a bag of prescription drugs to solve their problem when some of these THC products are actually helping them with that. I think it does deserve a closer look by the legislature and figure out ways that we can thread the needle, hopefully, and provide the opportunity for our veterans to have what they need. But at the same time, we got to keep this mess out of our schools. That's where I'm seeing it locally, and I know everyone across the whole state is seeing absolutely rampant use of these THC vape pens throughout our schools, and it's very hard to control. And I think that was the impetus behind why THC was banned outright, because it is such a big issue in the schools. But I think that we'll be able to come together and find a solution that works for the majority of Texans.
And obviously, you mentioned it there. You guys will get together and kind of hash this out. But just off the top of your head, when we talk about possible regulatory action related to THC, what are some of the ideas you have that would not be a full-on ban, but something that could still hopefully solve some of the problems?
I think we should absolutely expand TCUP and the Texas Compassionate Use Program. We've seen a lot of progress there, and that's where compassionate use for people who have chronic pain or insomnia, that our vets, these are the things our vets are suffering from on a large basis, that narcotics just aren't, or the prescription narcotics just aren't helping with, and are causing much more trouble than they're actually worth. And so something along those lines, I think, is what we should be looking at. More of a medical use, and definitely not in favor of recreational use of THC by any means. That's why I voted for the ban originally in the House when it came across the House floor. But I think it's regulation is the right way to go with it instead of an all-out ban.
And some of the statements we saw yesterday, the governor put out his own statement related to the veto and obviously the call for the special session. The lieutenant governor putting out his own statement. He's hosting a news conference within the next couple of hours. Based off the statements we saw from the lieutenant governor and the governor, it would seem they're somewhat at odds right now. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. The lieutenant governor made this one of his top three issues this legislative session. And I think that's him putting his full weight behind it is why you saw so many votes for it in both chambers. When they were, in quite honest, all honesty, a lot of us who had some reservations about a complete ban, we would rather see a regulatory system set up. So, but the one thing that we do well as Texans is come together and solve problems. And so I'm confident that we'll be able to do that in the next legislative session.